I got an email from Diablo Cody on New Year's Eve last year. And it was a short email, something like, what do you think of this? And attached was a screenplay. And it was Tully. And I immediately fell in love with the script. I think I just forwarded the email to Charlize and said, hey, we got to go make this. And less than a year later, we were making this film. Tully is about a mother of 3 kids who is overwhelmed, and her unique relationship with a night nurse and this kind of adult Mary Poppins who shows up to, sail her through this complicated period when you're a zombie from not sleeping and you're trying to be a parent, not only to your baby, but to your other kids. And what I think Diablo wrote was a script that not only spoke to the idea of parenthood, but that moment that you actually have to turn the chapter and say goodbye to your youth. Diablo's brilliant at creating complicated women on screen that are smart and are admirable and they're funny, but they're also deeply flawed. And I think because of that, we can relate to them as women and as men. Over Juno and Young Adult and Tully, I've seen her kind of hit 3 different age groups, being a teenage mother, being a young woman, and now being a mother of 3. What I found most fascinating about being a father myself is not only this kind of examination of your child and watching her, unveil herself, but she becomes this mirror through which you look back at your own childhood and realize for the first time who you were as a kid. One thing that Diablo did brilliantly through Tully is use this relationship between Charlize and Mackenzie not only as a way for Charlize to understand her children better, but as a way to actually look through Mackenzie's character as a mirror into herself. I don't know how to talk about Charlize and balance how brilliant I think she is and how much I enjoy working with her. I absolutely adore her. I think she's just phenomenal. Anyone can look at her career and see how gifted she is, how much she's given us as an actress. But also, I take a real personal joy in just working with her. I have so much trust in her. She has trust in me. And when I'm watching Charlize act, I feel like I'm getting this solo show of a performance that at some point soon, millions of other people will see. But when I'm on set, I get this singular performance where I'm watching her on a monitor and I'm seeing in real time her do things that are just magical. And it's, when I watch her act, I feel like the movie is coming to life. I originally saw Mackenzie in a movie called Breathe In by Drake Doremus, and I was just suddenly taken by her. I was like, who is this actress? Mackenzie Davis not only has such kind of an unusual look, but there is just an energy to her. Every little thing she does with her eyes, every little thing she does with her face or her fingers, she just kind of comes to life. When she's on screen, the screen is electric. And when I saw her, the idea of putting her and Charlize together in a room immediately seemed like a great idea. And it proved to be right. I mean, their chemistry was electric. Mark Duplass is a filmmaker who I have admired for so long. I'm a huge fan of the Duplass brothers films. I think Mark is as talented a storyteller as he is an actor. I've wanted to direct him for a very long time. Of course, I produced his film, Jeff Who Lives at Home, and it was exciting to finally be behind the camera directing Mark and seeing all those little things he does, not only as an actor, but as a writer in real time. He's adding all these little moments, these lines of dialogue, these beats that are just his. He knows what a scene means at all times. I think Ron Livingston remains kind of one of the most undervalued gems of modern acting. He's so gifted, so nuanced, and so funny, and he brings realism to every scene he's in. He's so smart, and you see it in his eyes, and you see it in the way he does all his deliveries. And he and Charlize had this kind of remarkable charisma as an honest-to-God family. I think somehow, sometimes it's harder to show two people deep into a marriage than it is two people falling in love. You know, you put two actors in a room and they have chemistry and they're excited to see each other and they could be falling in love. That's one thing. But try to get years deep into a marriage with 3 children where 2 actors have to show up on set and suddenly have patterns of behavior that are supposed to be developed over years. And Ron has this gift of doing these little things that make you just feel that this is a real relationship with real history.